Welcome to VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. This should come as a shock to me. This probably should come as a surprise. But I know the level of incompetence when it comes to Major League Baseball. I understand it. It's truly baked in now. And I'm not a hater. I'm not saying anything that's not untrue. This is my favorite sport. This is the sport that I see going belly side up if it continues down the path that they proceeding down. Go ahead, make that turn. Go ahead, do a 180. Don't do a 360. You do a 360, you're right back where you started from. And we ain't trying to do that. And it seems as if the simple task of making a baseball, having a baseball set to a certain standard that you can repeat, that's replica, kind of like running a scientific experiment. You math nerds and math geeks should understand and have an appreciation for that. You can't get past math, or you can't get that high level math without any science. Where are you on this? I don't hear you. I don't see you. It's mighty quiet. Until it's holding up these sacred records, until it is trying to or keeping people out because of these sacred records. But when it comes to holding the league in general accountable for not being able to hold a simple standard, make the baseball the same everywhere, make the baseball the same throughout the league. Why the different sets of baseballs? Why the three different allegedly set of baseballs? How you gonna keep up with the stats, stat heads, mathematicians, sabermetrics, peeps, if the balls are different, if the balls aren't the same? It skews the data, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this. Just a sane fanatic who's all about truth telling and holding up the truth. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Nuh-uh. I don't pal around with them either or either. But I'm an insider. I am an insider. And having three different balls producing different results, when you're taking this information and hoping that it can repeat itself, you're using these stats and statistics to present information for the fan, for the league, for the players, for the organization, for anybody who wants to use it that's associated with the game. And it's basically everybody, including the peeps who say, let's speed the game up. They don't watch anyway. And if this changes everything, if this makes it better for one ball than the other, how is that fair? How is that keeping the competitive advantage, at least at a bare minimum, straight? It doesn't. It favors one ball over the other. It favors one team using that ball over the other. It favors one group over another. It's picking and choosing favorites. It is picking and choosing and trying to decide an outcome, or helping an outcome to be more true than it really should be. If all things were equal, if there was a set standard, who would have thunk? Who would have dreamt? Who would have known that MLB couldn't produce a baseball and repeat it and have the same baseball everywhere, throughout all of the stadiums, throughout all of the cities and all of the teams? It's not like they're asking you to hold people accountable for past aggressions, past mistakes. It's not like they're saying, hey, you did a bad thing. Go away for a while and come back and we'll see where it's at. We'll revisit this. It's not any of that. It's not asking you to turn a blind eye. It's not like us fans and fanatics and supporters and peeps who love the game want to see something miraculous, want to see something new and different. Although that's a discussion for a different day. We just want everything to be equal. We want to be able to have a standard. We want to be able to have a level playing field for when the stats that you cherish so much come into question. There isn't this imaginary asterisk that you just want to give certain people, that you just want to give to certain teams, that you just want to provide to certain organizations, but not all. That's okay. That is okay. The incompetence is strong. The disingenuous is real. How about this? How about some free advice from me to you? Since you're my favorite sport and I want you to be around. You're my favorite sport and I want you to be around, and I don't think that you are helping yourself out much. But how about this? Some free advice. Go back to using the old ball. Go back to the company and beg them on your hands and knees and say, please, make these balls again. We can't do it. We don't know A from Z. We don't know P from U. We don't know Q from S. Help us. And then break bread. And then break bread. But use, and that is the U plural with an S because it's serious. Use who value data, who value stats, and who got all up in arms when it comes to looking at data in different eras and saying this era had that era had this. You know, greenies, steroids, and everything else that's in between. You quick to judge and you quick to throw asterisks for that when there's not really any real evidence, but there's some here and there. What about the baseballs? You're going to keep that same energy. You're going to keep that same focus. You're going to keep that same strength, or have you been found out? Serious question. Serious question.